Hey, 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 you know what it is, you know where you is, and yes, you know what time it is. Oh, yes, it's that time once again for the I Am the Possible podcast experience. Yes, the place where possibilities become perspective. Guys, welcome once again into the I Am the Possible universe. I want to thank you guys so much. I is your host, Treveal C.W. Lynch, Mr. What? And guys, I am super duper excited about today's episode. And it is a bonus track. Yes! Guys, I am so excited about sharing today's episode and today's experience in this bonus track because I get to talk about the thing that I love the very most, the thing that gets me going the most, the thing that wakes me up, the thing that, listen, it overrides this cup of coffee, right? When I started thinking about this topic, when I started thinking about what we're going to dive into today, I don't need no pick me up. I don't need no energy. I got enough energy. I'm already ready to go, guys. Today, we're going to talk about this thing called confidence, building up your confidence as a man. Today, I'm entitling this one 3 Steps to Becoming Confident as a Man in Today's World. 3 steps to becoming confident as a man in today's world. Things are a little different nowadays. Now, there's nothing new under the sun, but things are a little different in today's culture and in today's society. But before we get into any of that, let me pause for the cause. And you are that cause. Your presence is the greatest present that you guys could ever give me. Thank you so much for rocking with me. Thank you so much for supporting me. Thank you for every email, for every download, for every share, for every comment, for every like, for every watch, for every thumbs up, for every point of engagement. Thank you so much for engaging with this content and with this platform. Thank you for supporting me and continuing to show up each and every week. You are the reason I do what I do. So thank you so much. And as I like to always try to get in, if I don't get in, sometimes I forget, but I always want to try to get in. If you are listening right now on a audio platform, right? You're listening to the podcast on some sort of audio device, maybe on your smartphone, maybe on, something that you're listening to. If you are a visual person and if you are unaware, I am on the tube and you should be watching on the tube. I am continuing to grow that audience and continuing to want to just increase my my watch, not only my listen, but my watch there on YouTube. So if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please go over to YouTube. I am the possible. I am the possible on YouTube. Go ahead and type that in and go ahead and hit that subscription button. Go ahead and hit that bell so that you are notified each and every week when I upload new content, and you can get the visual version of this podcast. So guys, with no further ado, let's jump into this. Today, I want to start off with really talking about who this is for, right? Because I'm learning that we're not for everybody. Everyone's not for everybody. We have what we call target audiences. We have what we call, some people call them your tribe. Some people call them your niche, right? There's all different kinds of terminologies for this. But today, you're the kind of man, if this message is for you, you are the man out there who, in summary, you're trying to get that clarity. You're trying to get that course of life figured out. You're trying to understand, who am I? What am I? Where am I to go? What am I to do? You're trying to put the pieces of the puzzle together, right? You're trying to navigate the complexities of life. You're trying to understand, man, what's my next steps? Why am I here? Right? What am I to do with my life? And you're someone who wants to grow. You want to develop. You want to increase your, awareness of who you are and what God's given you. You want to do better. You want to improve, but sometimes you don't know how to. And sometimes when we don't know how to do something, then we will lack confidence. Confidence comes through. And if you don't hear anything else I say today, confidence comes through, and confidence is the result of evidence and then awareness to the evidence. You guys have heard my story many, many times. When I moved here in Southern California in 2001, I was given a 15-minute message, or I was asked to give a 15-minute message on the life of Jesus. I had never preached, I had never taught, I had never publicly shared. And I was given this opportunity, small men's group, and I spoke 15 minutes, message on Jesus, Mark 135, my favorite passage in all the Bible. And so I shared about that passage, not really knowing what I was doing, no coaching, no seminary, no nothing, no experience. And Pastor Eric Brown came up to me and he said the 5 words that would forever change my life. Treveal, you are a teacher. He looked me in the eye and he just told me those 5 words. Treveal, you are a teacher. And it was, the evidence was something that I had already done, right? It's past tense. So the evidence was there. And then what Eric did was he drew my attention and my awareness to what already was. See, you have to sometimes do a thing. And then once a thing is done, someone can come into your life and redirect your attention. They can help you to bring attention and bring awareness to what is already evident through your experiences, through what you've already done. So sometimes we just have to be made aware of what already is. That's the key. It already is, right? That's why I'm the advocate for the already, right? The advocate for the already. It's not about me convincing you or teaching you or pressuring you or force feeding you to believe something about yourself that hasn't already been done or that hasn't already occurred or that's not already present. My job, I'm learning more and more, my job is to help, I'm just a helper, help redirect your attention so that you can experience a greater level of awareness of what already is. That's what Eric did for me, and that's what I now do for other men. I just help you become aware of what's already there. See, that rhymed. I didn't even plan for that one, right? Your boy pretty sweet. Well, let me give that credit to the Holy Spirit, right? The Spirit is pretty sweet. It's just becoming aware of what's already there. So I'm already letting the cat out the bag. If you want to become confident as a man in today's world, we got to get off of the comparisons. We got to get off of the complications and the complexities of life. We have to get off of trying to figure things out and figure other people out and figure out all these other things. All we need to do is be able to take enough time to quiet ourselves, begin to observe, to look, assess, examine what's already there. So everything else I'm going to share is going to support that. But even if you shut me off right now, don't shut me off right now. But even if you did shut me off, that's it right there, man. Because what I find is what I find to be true is in today's culture, in today's world, in today's society, we spend so much time, and it would probably scare you if you actually took inventory of the amount of time we spend consumed with the lives of other people. Not that we shouldn't pay attention to other people, not that we shouldn't engage with other people, not that we shouldn't, right? I mean, life is all about community. Life is all about contribution. Life is all about doing things together. There should be a level of engagement with other people. Absolutely. But there is this next level of awareness or this next level of engagement with other people's lives where we are watching other people's lives. We are comparing ourselves to other people's lives. We are consumed with consuming other people's lives. We do it in movies, music, television. Some people may still be doing it through radio, social media, even through books, even through things that appear to be good. We're always looking at someone else and unknowingly, subconsciously comparing ourselves with those other people and always coming up with this concept that I'm not enough. I need to do more. I need to gain more. I need to have more. I need to create more. I need to produce more. I need to be about more. I need to be more because look, they're more. Look at what they have. Look at what they're doing. Look at where they're going. Look at the life that they're enjoying. And we're so hyper aware, so hypersensitive to the snapshots of other people that we never have time. We have time, but we never give ourselves time to develop our own confidence. And we're wondering why everyone's life seems to be so good, so fulfilling, so meaningful, so powerful. We're dealing with snapshots. We don't know these people like that. You know, something that came to mind, and this has nothing to even do, as a preacher say, this wasn't in my notes. And this is just a side note, right? Sometimes I do side notes. I was meditating one day. I was driving to the gym, but in the mornings I pray, I meditate, and I was thinking to myself, man, sometimes we read the Bible, right? And we'll read snapshots, snippets. Because if you really think about it, I mean, take anybody in the Bible. Think about it. Take anybody's life in the Bible. Anybody, even Jesus. Let's say, for example, Jesus lived 33 odd years. Let's say 33, 34 years. Let's just say, right? We saw Jesus at birth, born in a manger in Bethlehem. The wise men came and did X, Y, and Z. Snapshot, pow. And then we didn't see Jesus again until he was about 12, when he was starting to get separated from his parents. They left a day's travel, right? They went back. Jesus, what's going on? They find him in the temple. Boy, what's good? Jesus like, yo, I had to be about my father's business, right? So that's, he about 12. Snapshot, pow. Time goes by. Next time we see Jesus, he getting baptized, Holy Spirit dropping on him, leading him into the wilderness to be tempted. Snapshots. We don't get to see the totality of anybody's life. Not in the Bible and not now. But what we do, and this is why I share that, this is what we do. We tend to think that that's purpose. We tend to think subconsciously, unknowingly, we summarize their lives to these snapshots. I know I've done it. I'm guilty as charged. I look at Joshua. I say, oh man, Joshua, his whole purpose in life was to lead this army, this Israelite army. Oh, look at Joshua. Look at what he did. That was one story. One story. I ain't seen Joshua I didn't see him come up, and I didn't see him the rest of his life. We're dealing with snapshots. And then we summarize that as their entire lives, when there's so much life that is left out of the Bible that we don't get to see. These heroes of the faith, they're regular people. That's what they are. I need you to get that. These are regular people. No, they're so anointed. They're so powerful. Look at Moses. Oh my God, look at what Moses led the people and crossed the river. And regular folks. Regular folks. Regular folks. God did with them and through them what God is doing with you and through you as you would allow him to. That's it. God works through us to be what God is as us. I'll say that one more time for the people in the back. God is doing what he is. God is being what he is through us as us. If he's a deliverer, he works through us to help deliver other people. If he's a healer, he works through us to heal other people. God is being in us and through us and even as us what he is. That's it. They are no greater than you and you are no greater than them. Equal playing field. No one is more anointed. No, man. We're all anointed to do a certain thing. And that's what brings me to my point. we're looking at other people's anointing. We're looking at other people's thing. And we're measuring ourselves against that thing. And that thing that they're doing has nothing to do with what you were designed to do. And you are not equating for yourself. You're not adding up to being enough. So your confidence is being killed and snuffed out because you're comparing yourself unknowingly. This is all subconscious. You're not sitting somewhere thinking, I'm going to scroll through social media and compare myself today. Look at what he's doing. My life sucks. You're not consciously doing that. You're doing it, but you're not consciously doing it. It's subtle. It's being done on a very slow burn. A very like you let the air out of a tire. You ever have a car, your tire, it doesn't just pop and explode, but it's got that slow leak. And the tire is going flat and flat and flat over time. And that's how our lives get deflated and how we live with no confidence, because it's being seeped out over time. None of that was in my notes. So someone needed to hear it. None of that was in my notes. Someone needed to hear it. Let me get back to my notes because I got my notes in front of me. Try to do better with my time. So got my notes in front of me, right? But I'm a teacher, right? So I get to going, man. So let me share this story with y'all, man. So you guys know I get down, I do the gym thing every day. And so I'm at the gym, man, and I'm listening to this motivational video by Tony Robbins. And Tony is going through these levels of business. You got artist, you got a manager / leader / like a supervisor type level, right? Someone who just leads other people. And then you got like a true entrepreneur, right? So think of it as the artist is the person that creates everything, right? And then you have the person that manages the artist, and then you have the CEO or the founder of the whole company that they both kind of work for, right? So just think of it on those three levels. And he was basically saying that you fall into one of these three categories. And the art of contentment and the art of confidence lies in identifying which of these three that you really are and learning to be okay with that. Like really leaning in and learning to be okay with that. I know that I'm an artist. I love to create. I love to create speeches, presentations, programs, videos. I love to train. I love to teach. I love to educate. I love to deal with people. I am an artist. I'm an artist. I get lost in artistry. I get lost in research and coming up with new things and coming up with different programs and different ways to teach. And I get lost in the art of communication. I'm an artist. I'm probably not that great or even want to be that great at really managing other people. I can maybe lead other people well, because he did talk about, and I've done my own research as well, we have different levels of competency, but we have a sweet spot, a core, authentic us, right? And then everything else is like skill sets. Like I can do that, but it ain't my thing, right? And so Tony was going through this whole situation of like breaking it all down. What's your thing? And then what can you do well for whatever purposes? And so it was helping me because I had already known my thing through other assessments and things, such as that. But it was such a great video to be reintroduced to the concept and to be reminded that I like you, we have a thing. And when we tap into our thing, that's where confidence is born. I'm going to be giving you 3 steps to this, but this is where confidence is born, right? When I taught that 15-minute message on Jesus, I tapped into my thing. And because even though I didn't see it at the time, I was so engulfed in my thing that Eric was able to identify it and say, whoo, this guy is in his thing. Wow, he's doing the thing that he was created to do. Let me go encourage him. Let me go fan the flames. Let me go pour some gasoline on his fire. And that's what he did. And so it's learning what's your thing, what's your core contribution, and then the other competencies you can develop as skill sets if you desire, right? And so I understand that I am a leader, I'm good at leading, but I'm even better at artistry. I get lost in artistry, and I'm certainly not the entrepreneur, the one that just serial entrepreneur. They just love to build businesses and sell them for profit. I love to have enough money to do what I need to do and to enjoy my life, but I am not like numbers don't get me going. Money don't get me going. Like financial things, tangible things, they don't excite me. What excites me is being in front of people with something to share with them, with the hopes that the ideas that I share would cut the light bulb on and that I would see that look in their eyes. I got it. I got it. That's what wakes me up. The money, I need it. The money is good. The money has its value. It has its place. But for the entrepreneur, it's all about the numbers and it's all about profit and earnings and dividends and all that stuff. I know enough of that stuff to be well off, but it don't wake me up. Why am I sharing all of this? The key to your confidence is you learning to be okay with the authentic you, the authenticity, the authentic you, the core you. That's the three steps. Here comes the three steps. It's about the awareness of the authenticity, the awareness of your of your authentic, right? We talk about it right now. There's a huge wellspring right now. There's a huge movement, just a major consciousness that's just rising up in our culture right now about the authentic you, authenticity, just being you, being yourself, right? And there's a reason for this upswell. There's a reason for this increased consciousness, right? Because it is so necessary. So many people are suffering mentally and emotionally because we're not ourselves. We're not ourselves. We've been conditioned and trained to mimic and to replicate and to cookie cut and to copycat other people's thing, and it doesn't fit us. It's like wearing someone else's coat. It's not yours. Putting on someone else's shoes, they don't fit. Putting on someone else's glasses, you can't see. This is what we do in our culture. We try to fit what other people are wearing, and it don't work for us, right? It don't work for us. You remember that biblical story, right? David, right? He about to go out there and do the thing, right? He about to slay that I was about to say dragon, slay that giant, right? And what did they try to do? Hey, put on the armor of Saul, put on the armor. No, man, get that armor off me, dude. It don't fit me. David knew what I do is this slingshot, baby. God's been working with me. I got a skill set. Pow. I don't need all of that. Right? So you build confidence when you're able to identify what you do, and what you don't need. So let me get into this, man, again, because I've been just rolling with it. Here's the three steps: awareness of your authentic, and let's put a name to it. I just call it the authentic, but it's the authentic you, your core contribution, the what you really are, right? I'm a teacher, communicator, I'm a voice, right? That's the what, right? Communication channel for God. I'm a communication channel for God. That's my what. I communicate. I am God's mouthpiece. I am God's voice. I am God's vessel, able to release words of inspiration and enlightenment and empowerment. I'm able to do that because I know that that's what God has planned for me, and He has built me as, right? So I want you to be that confident. I want you to be that dialed in. I want you to be that focused. I want you to be that on fire for your thing. So it's about becoming aware of the authentic, what's real for you, right? So it's the awareness of the authentic. Then it's the acceptance. Step one, awareness. Grow in your awareness of your authentic. Number two, accept you're authentic. Accept it. Don't fight it. Cut the TV off for a little while, man. Cut the radio off. Cut the internet off. Cut the social media off. Cut the Bible off. And I know some of y'all are like, oh my God, he is old. That's blasphemy, man. Whatever with that. You need to see you. The Bible it has its purpose, and it has its value. And I am not telling you to not read your Bible. What I'm telling you is you need some time to get away from other people's story. You need to get away from other people's lives for a little bit. It don't got to be no long time. It ain't got to be 40 days and 40 nights. It can be 5 minutes per day. And then you can get back to your Bible. It can be 10 minutes per day. It can be 3 days. It could be 7 days. It can be whatever it is. I'm not telling you how to do it. But the only way that you're going to accept your authentic is to get away from observing other people's authentic. And half of theirs ain't even theirs. Because most of us are doing this. We're just mimicking other people. So even when you're observing someone else's thing, it may not even be their thing. That's how deep the rabbit hole goes. We're observing them doing something from a distance, snapshot, and we think that they got it going on. They, for the most part, may be just looking at someone else's and replicating what they watch, and so on and so forth. So you have to become aware of your thing. You have to accept your thing because it's good. God created it, right? Genesis 1:31. It is good. It is good. He said it's good. You are good, exceedingly good. You're already good, right? And then number 3, alignment. Align your activities. Align your activities to your authentic. Awareness of your authentic, accepting of your authentic, and then aligning your activities to your authentic. Now, what does that mean? That means that the work you do, that means that maybe your career path, right? I teach this to college students, right? Learning that your career should align with your core contribution. Because if you're looking for contentment in your career path, it better start with contribution. If it starts with cash, just keeping my C theme going, if it starts with cash, you may luck up and somehow, some way, your career based on cash aligns with your contribution. But 9 times out of 10, you're chasing the money, and then you get the money, you get the promotion, you get the position, and before long, the luster, the shine, the twinkle, it wears off, and then now you're in a dull space because the money never did satisfy. It just got you excited for a little while, got you all gassed up. Ooh, I'm making all this money. I'm in this new position. I got all of this responsibility. And then you get it. And then about a month or two, this still ain't enough. Because you went after the cash and you didn't go after the contribution. So again, awareness of the authentic, acceptance of the authentic, and aligning your activities. Activities, again, career, your job. It can be a business that you're starting, a service. It could be things that you do at church. It could be your extracurricular activities. It can be your hobbies. When you align your life and the activities of your life with the authentic, now you're flowing in, number one, you're flowing in this thing called contentment that no one really wants to talk about, but you're flowing with a contentment. And when you flow with that contentment, you're able to let your shoulders down. You're able to breathe, and you're able to realize my life is good. I'm good. God is good. I have enough. I don't have to be like them. I don't have to sound like them. I don't have to do it like them. And now your confidence comes into play. Your confidence is created because you're doing the thing that brings forth the evidence through your experiences. And then you can become great. Then you can become greater aware, or you can become more aware of what you're doing and what you've done. It's the doing the thing, right? What is that authentic thing? And then being able to look back and say, yeah, I do observe that. Yeah, I am aware that I'm good at that. And many times it's the feedback loops. Many times it's the feedback from other people. Other people comment. People will do that. People will comment. If someone cooks a great meal, oh my God, you are such a great cook. They comment. People comment. People let you know what you're good at. And then you can sit back and you can observe and you can say, okay, well, I heard what they said. Is this worth pursuing? Is this really me? Right? But again, all of this takes time, and it takes time away from worrying about what everybody else is doing. I want to share a few more things before I shut it down here. I'm just about at my time here. I've kind of already said it. Comparisons rob us of our contribution and contentment. It does. That's the robbing. I did want to also share, just for my biblical folks, you remember you you remember in the garden, Adam, Eve, this narrative, contentment was there. Satisfaction was there. God had created them. Both male and female, God created. Let them be as they are. Multiply, increase. So contentment was established in God, through God. And here comes this entity, the devil. Some people say ego. Some people call it something else. Whatever you name it, however you frame it. Here comes this voice. You're not enough. You don't have enough. Something's missing. Something's not there. Take matters in your own hands. Pay attention to what you've not paid attention to before. Look in a direction that you've not looked in before. Now we're starting to compare ourselves with an idea of ourselves that we've never seen before. We are content. But this voice says, don't be content. Compare. Compare what could be. Compare who you could be, what you could be, how you could be, to what you have, to who you are, to where you are. God's holding out. You're missing something. You're in lack of something. You're not complete. You're not whole. You're not enough. So reach for the apple, the forbidden fruit, the tree, knowledge, good and evil. Reach, take matters in your own hands. Control your own destiny. Become who you want to be. Become who you need to be. Because who you are now, no, that's not enough. Become more. How do you become more? By doing more. And doing more on your own terms. Take, conquer, become, control. The lie. The lie that got us to miss the mark. And so it is today. That we are always tempted and falling into the temptation, the trap of having to take on more, to assume more, to do more, to be consumed with more, to be about more, to chase more, to seek more. Not because those things are necessarily good, but because we have been convinced, because this other voice has consumed so much of our attention and awareness, that now, instead of being content and confident in what we have going on, now our entire lives become consumed with the chasing, the carrot that's out in front of us. that we're not ever able to quite capture. And even when we think we captured it, we soon find that we're not content and we're not confident, because we're searching for something outside of ourselves. We're searching for something that has always been, that will always be. You're already that. It's already there. I was a teacher before I was aware of being a teacher. I was a communicator before I was aware. It was already there. The seed was already planted. I was already that. I just wasn't aware of it. I became aware of it, accepting of it, and I began to align my life's activities with it. Yeah. And I'm living a pretty good life. Yeah. Yeah. Certified coach, professional keynote speaker, podcaster, communicator on my job, 6-figure income with no education, no background, no degrees. Everything. Author, 3 times author, published author, right? Personal trainer 2 times over. Leader of my home, husband, father of 4. The list goes on and on and on and on and on. I know I'm forgetting some things, but the reason I share those are not some weird humble brag, but it is to prove to you the evidence, to give you the evidence to prove. Not that I have to prove it, but I'm presenting, not prove, presenting the evidence, because sometimes brothers gotta see the fruit. They gotta see the evidence. They gotta see, hey, did it work for you? What you talking about? Does it work for you? Yes, it works for me. I'm only sharing out of my own life. I'm only sharing what I've already done. How dare I share theory? How dare I share what I think? I'm sharing evidence. I'm sharing out of my life. I've done this. I've traveled for these 24 years. Now I'm taking out of those 24 years and giving back to those who may be where I was, as I continue to elevate, as I continue to increase, as I continue to grow in my capacity to serve more. I'm saying right now, brothers, I'm going to take what I already got in the tank and give that back to you as I continue to pursue a greater capacity to contribute even more. But I'm not going to share out of what I think and hope and wish and theories. I'm going to record these episodes out of what already is in my life. So guys, what's our 3 steps to becoming confident as a man in today's world? Man, start pulling back from the world long enough to become aware of your authentic, accepting of your authentic, and aligned with your authentic. How do you do this? How do you do this? Let me end with this. Guys, I have a free masterclass, iAMthepossible.com. This is a great start. It's a great start. I've said enough to inspire. I've said enough to encourage. I've said enough to empower. I am continuing to develop programs and develop products that will meet these needs in men's lives. But what I got right now is a great start for any man who's struggling with understanding what he is and what he is to do. If you lack, confidence, if you lack clarity, if you lack the piece of the puzzle to connect it all, the what am I and what am I to do? If you lack that knowledge, that awareness, then I encourage you to go to iamthepossible.com, iamthepossible.com. Click on the free masterclass. Get it today. Watch it. Take the materials that come with it. Do the assessments. Do the work. Become aware of your authentic. And then become accepting of your authentic, and then become aligned with your authentic. Earlier, I told you that I am a certified coach. If you need help in this area, iAMthepossible.com. Set up an appointment. Let's talk. Of course, you can do the work that I did. It can take you 24 years to do it. It took me 24 years to get here. It may not take you 24. It may take you half of that. I don't know. But what I am telling you is that I'm here and that I'm available to help any man out there who lacks confidence and clarity in his life, who lacks contentment in his life. I will coach you. I will walk with you, and I will help you to get there if you desire the help. I hope and pray that what I have shared today will stick. I pray that it will stick, that it will remain until it is given birth to, until the seed becomes, until it sprouts, right? Take root. I pray that it takes root in you, because there are far, far, far too many brothers running around pretending like they good, and you might be one of them. And it's time for you to say, man, I'm not good in this context, meaning I'm not okay with myself. I'm not okay with my life. You are good, but you may not be good with where you are in life. And this can be your turning point. Some of you are at a crossroad. This may be the moment. This may be the catalyst. This may be that paradigm shift that you need and that you've been looking for. All right, cool. That's it, man. I hope and pray that I have provided you with what you need for this week, man. I love y'all. I'm praying for y'all. I'm believing in y'all. Until next time, this is Treveal C.W. Lynch, Mr. What? This is the I Am the Possible podcast experience. The bonus track. Yes. And this is the I Am the Possible universe. Thank you guys so much for rocking with me once again. Share this. Be a bridge to someone in need. Let someone know about this episode. Share it. Promote it. Let someone know. If it blessed you, it's going to bless somebody else. Let's get this word. Let's get this message. Let's get this information out to as many men as possible. All right. Until next time, let's continue in here to regulate. Let's continue with these eyes to innovate. Let's continue here with this mind elevate. Continue to be encouraged. And as always, continue to be your possible. God bless y'all.